Ali MacGraw emerged in Hollywood as more than just a pretty face. She became a symbol of elegance and poignant beauty that captivated audiences everywhere. With Love Story, she wasn't merely acting, she embodied emotion, fragility, and romance in a way that touched millions. People didn't just watch her, they connected with her, projecting hopes, heartbreaks, and dreams onto her screen presence. Yet behind that luminous exterior, Ali was a young woman stepping into fame unprepared for its intensity. Her childhood had been marked by challenges, an alcoholic mother and a distant father, which left her navigating life without strong guidance. Hollywood, eager to celebrate her beauty, offered her instant recognition but little personal support. Ali's rapid ascent created a public persona that dazzled, but the person beneath that image was still discovering her own voice, her own identity, and her own strength in a demanding world, beauty and its price. In Hollywood, Ali's appearance became both a gift and a challenge. The industry celebrated her striking features, her grace, and the subtle melancholy she could portray. But few took the time to see the woman behind the image. Beauty, while opening doors, also imposed silent expectations. Everyone wanted to admire, but no one paused to ask about her feelings, her ambitions, or her well-being. Ali's identity slowly became intertwined with public projections, and the person she truly was often went unnoticed. Even during her highest successes, the pressure to remain flawless weighed heavily, cultivating internal tension and quiet insecurity. Fame gave her visibility, but not understanding. Behind the smiles and the applause, Ali faced the struggle of maintaining herself while others defined her. Her story reflects the delicate balance between recognition and personal fulfillment, and the challenge of finding authenticity in a world that celebrates only surface brilliance. Love and sacrifice. Ali MacGraw's personal life was as complex as her public image. Her first marriage to producer Robert Evans attracted attention, but it was her relationship with Steve McQueen that shaped much of her personal journey. McQueen's magnetic presence and intensity demanded adaptation from Ali, and she navigated the delicate balance between love and compromise. She temporarily stepped back from her career to nurture their relationship, sacrificing professional momentum and personal independence in ways that required courage and reflection. These choices weren't failures. They were acts of love, exploration, and negotiation within a relationship. Ali's experiences remind us that love often involves both giving and receiving, and that finding oneself sometimes requires stepping back from expectations imposed by others. Her life illustrates the beauty of devotion, the cost of compromise, and the eventual realization that personal fulfillment cannot be sacrificed indefinitely. Finding solitude. After years in the Hollywood spotlight and navigating complex relationships, Ali began to embrace solitude as a source of strength rather than absence. Retreating from constant public attention allowed her to reflect, to nurture herself, and to reconnect with her own desires. She sought practices that encouraged self-awareness, including meditation, therapy, and personal reflection. Through these moments of quiet, Ali discovered resilience and the freedom to define life on her own terms. Solitude was not loneliness, but a choice to cultivate inner harmony. It gave her the space to separate her identity from the world's expectations and to recognize the value of her own voice. This period of introspection laid the foundation for lasting peace, reminding us that personal growth often emerges in quiet, uninterrupted moments, away from external validation or applause. Recovery and renewal. In the late 1980s, Ali took proactive steps to reclaim her life through the Betty Ford Clinic, focusing on understanding and nurturing herself rather than satisfying public curiosity. These years were dedicated to addressing past challenges, unearthing buried emotions, and embracing self-compassion. Surrounded by others on similar journeys, she explored patterns in her life, acknowledged deep-seated insecurities, and began creating a life aligned with her authentic values. The transformation was subtle, yet powerful, reflecting the strength required to heal after years of living according to others' expectations. Through this process, Ali discovered the significance of self-care, reflection, and emotional honesty. She learned that autonomy is not only a privilege, but a necessity for well-being, and that true fulfillment grows when one listens to the self, rather than the demands of a world that often mistakes visibility for value. A new life in Santa Fe. Ali's journey eventually led her to Santa Fe, New Mexico, a place where fame held no sway and where she could live with simplicity and purpose. There, she cultivated a life grounded in nature, mindfulness, and personal exploration. Gardening, reading, and philosophical study became part of her daily rhythm, allowing her to appreciate life's quiet pleasures. Gone were the red carpets and flashing cameras. In their place was the freedom to structure her life according to her own priorities. Santa Fe offered not just distance from Hollywood, but a chance to embrace authenticity fully. In this environment, Ali could celebrate her accomplishments inwardly, nurture her personal growth, and savor moments unmeasured by public recognition. The city became a canvas for a life lived intentionally, where presence, reflection, and connection with self mattered above all. The strength of quiet living. Though Ali's life in Santa Fe was largely solitary, it was marked by strength, reflection, and independence. Without societal pressures dictating her actions, she could cultivate resilience, wisdom, and fulfillment on her own terms. Her beauty, once a focal point of public fascination, became irrelevant in this new context. Her character, insight, and calm presence became the defining features of her existence. Living quietly, she discovered that strength is often subtle, manifesting not in applause or recognition, but in self-assurance, peaceful routine, and intentional choices. Her journey highlights the power of reclaiming personal agency, the courage to step away from performance-driven life, and the profound satisfaction of building a life aligned with one's own values rather than external expectations. Reflection and acceptance. Even in later years, Ali reflects on her life with honesty and serenity. She acknowledges the lessons learned through her early experiences, recognizing that the pressures of Hollywood taught resilience as much as they tested it. Ali openly shares the insights gained from a life of public visibility and personal exploration. That fulfillment comes from self-understanding, that happiness is cultivated, and that peace often requires patience. She also honors the path she walked, acknowledging both the joys and the challenges, and recognizing that each choice contributed to her present clarity. Through reflection, Ali illustrates that acceptance is not passive resignation, but active engagement with one's own narrative, a willingness to learn from the past while embracing the present legacy of endurance. Ali MacGraw's life serves as an example of resilience and authenticity in a culture that often prioritizes appearance over substance. She demonstrates that survival and personal growth are achievements in their own right, and that true legacy is built not on visibility, but on integrity, wisdom, and self-respect. By withdrawing from the limelight, embracing solitude, and committing to her own path, she cultivated a life that is quietly remarkable. Her journey reminds us that challenges are not failures, but opportunities for deeper understanding, and that personal fulfillment arises from honoring one's own voice above all others. Ali's story resonates as an inspiration for those seeking balance, purpose, and authenticity in a world that often prizes spectacle over substance. A life fully her own today. Ali MacGraw lives attuned to the rhythms of life she chose: nature, contemplation, and self-discovery define her days. No longer seeking fame, she has cultivated a presence marked by peace, dignity, and quiet strength. She exemplifies the rewards of living authentically, the ability to embrace simplicity, reflection, and personal freedom. While the world may remember Love Story and her early fame, Ali's true achievement lies in reclaiming her identity, sustaining resilience, and building a life rooted in values rather than external recognition. Her story is a testament to the courage it takes to step away from expectation, the power of self-reflection, and the enduring fulfillment that comes from creating a life fully one's own. She stands as a reminder that personal triumphs are often invisible, but deeply meaningful. The enduring presence of Ali MacGraw. Ali MacGraw remains a living example of strength, resilience, and self-awareness. Her journey demonstrates that life's greatest victories are often unseen, forged in reflection, patience, and determination. She reminds us that fame is fleeting, but personal integrity, emotional intelligence, and inner peace endure. Her legacy is not defined by red carpets, magazine covers, or public adoration, but by the courage to live authentically and the wisdom to honor one's own journey. Through decades of observation, growth, and quiet dedication, Ali MacGraw teaches that survival, authenticity, and self-respect are the truest measures of success. Her story continues to inspire, not as a tale of Hollywood glamour, but as a guide to navigating life with grace, reflection, and unwavering commitment to oneself.